Vaughan.
I want you to close your eyes. Picture yourself as 1 or 2 years old, standing in front of the refrigerator with your mother. You see a pudding cup filled with delicious chocolate. You point to the pudding cup, look at your mother, and say, "Pudding." She looks at you, confused, almost as if you spoke in another language. You asked for the pudding cup. Oh my God. The delicious chocolate sludge. You know what you said, but she doesn't. I really messed up. You know what you said, but she doesn't. This was my early childhood. I'd clamp my mouth shut and grunt sounds trying to form words, and this was not the proper speech communication. Why did I do this? Why couldn't I form the words like everyone else in my family? This is because I have a rare disorder, apraxia of speech, also known as childhood apraxia, or CAS for short. What is apraxia of speech? It's a rare disease. No one knows of it. Well, not no one, but doctors. A neurological disorder characterized by the inability to perform learned or familiar movements on command, even though the command is understood and there is a willingness to perform the movement. Both the desire and the capacity to move are present, but the person simply cannot execute the act. In scientific terms, the brain sends a signal to the mouth receives the information. However, not all of the information is received, some of it's lost. So, if you ask me to say sea shanty, that was a lot, I'll say she shanty. Definitive, takes me a minute. I'll most likely say quickly, definitive. Well, some examples of actual children speaking, because obviously you're not going to get the full experience from an older person.
Yeah, just press the forward button. No? I got you. Got it.
You couldn't do it.
Little difficulty.
You said 2:30?
The following examples can show you some of the very out knee no hi use your breath good mom knee my hi mom my knee oh no good job
She's pointing at A-E-I-O-U.
very good. And how old are you? Good
She's
job.
3 years old. Okay, there we go.
In this next clip, you will see.
Thank you. Okay, thanks. You saw them both. They're 2 different children. There's many more, but I can't play a 9-minute video. They can't speak the words. No matter how hard they try, they're not going to get it right the first time. So how do you treat it? Speech therapy. It's tough. A child receives speech therapy from 18 months old to 3 years old. An adult will come to their house about 3 times a week, continuously working and showing the kid how to speak and helping them form the nouns. A-E-I-O-U. My name is Kate. They will continuously repeat these exercises until they get it right and can do it without having to be repeated. And ever since, I'm rushing now. Even after I got better and spoke more like a normal child, I hated talking to adult strangers, people who didn't know I had apraxia and I had just accomplished the biggest hill I could ever face. As I got older though, I got better at speaking. My fear slowly decreased. Until 8th grade for a Spanish final. I was having a bad year with pronunciating the new Spanish words, the new vocabulary. Right before the Spanish final, my mom emailed her telling her, please go a little easy on her. I didn't tell you this earlier because I didn't want her to feel weak as she describes it, but she has apraxia of speech. It's gonna take her a minute to just say the words right. Give her just a little bit of extra time, not much. Kids were so happy. She gave them extra time. I sat down and was rushed through my final. Ever since then, I have studied my ass off, trying to form the words correctly. Or a presentation, I would give it to my group members, knowing they could say it better. My grades would always be lower just because I couldn't speak like other people. So I found tricks to calm myself down, to flow the words out. I would squeeze a stress ball and mostly at home to calm myself down, because this is a thing to carry around. I'd rub my pants, I'd snap my fingers sometimes, that got me in trouble. Or when I'm sitting down usually, I'd rub my thumbs back and forth. When I'm sitting at a desk in class, many kids got yelled at for clicking a pen. But it's a beat. It keeps you moving, keeps you in motion. Yes, I said genographic instead of geographic. It's a mistake. I'll correct it myself. So, I hated being graded on my speech because I knew it would never be the same as other kids. They would start here, already knowing how to speak, already know the words straight away. I would start at the end, having to form new words, taking an entire day just to learn something. So I calm myself the hell down and just breathe. So I ask of you teachers, give us a little bit of time just to think it through. Give us a little bit of time just to form the words. I'll correct myself. Mr. Lualvo, I'm asking you to please ignore the tears. Ignore the 5 mistakes I've made up here already just speaking. And to my 8th grade Spanish teacher, yo sabe como habla. Yo soy tonta. I'm not dumb. I can speak. Thank you.